Hey guys, welcome back to the Crossover Cinema Podcast. We're here reviewing films, series, media releases, anime, whatever we feel like reviewing. Before we start, real quick, my name is Carlo.
And I'm Kaya, y'all. You already know we're reviewing the latest episode of The Penguin, episode 6, in which we got multiple reveals. We got Victor doing his first actual kill, Penguin releasing Bliss across the market and forging a new alliances with gangs, and Sophia potentially maybe killing Oz's mom. Let's get right into it. Like
we know. I want to start with Vic that's doing his first kill, bro. That scene was really intense. The blood that was going out of his neck. Let's go right into it.
It's really simple for me when it comes to his character. Like, you feel this innocence that keeps getting like broken and like kind of like destroyed with Penguin's kind of like intent. Like, Penguin wants him to kind of be morphed fully into this like just kind of this like not heartless person, but someone who's cold enough and detached enough from things to be able to handle it. Like, when he does that kill and he says to him it gets easier, it's almost like that's his way of like,
no, but he's training him right now. Yeah,
exactly.
He's training. Like, it's his beginning, man. He's like just trying to like
we're kind of seeing
the way, and
we're seeing the way he's going to build that up too. I think in a lot of respects, it's like he didn't. I guess the best way to put it is he never put Victor to the task of killing somebody, right? But he also wasn't not listening when he talked about Squid. You know what I mean? He heard every word he said, and it's kind of like this kind of low key, underhanded, like I wouldn't call it just direct manipulation, because I think that Victor has definitely got agency and choices of his own that he makes. But I feel like Penguin, there's no part of him that wants to steer him in any good way, like what you would consider to be morally good and whatnot. Penguin's like, I'm gonna make sure I give you big ups every time you do something bad, because you're helping me, so it's all good.
No, it's so selfish, but in that episode we really saw something that's nice. I think it's talking about Alzheimer's, Parkinson's,
dementia,
like. Yeah, man, and it's a nice way to show it in a DC universe cartoon, like
it's a little bit comic booky, right? Not,
but it's like a little like part of reality, and we saw like a vulnerability about like Oz that I liked. I think that when Vic talked about it at that point, it was too much in his head. He was back to the little Oz, the little kid that's trying to do everything he can. There's like that.
To really impress,
this man.
To really impress his mom, because that was such a big part of it. Is like this constant, Mom, I did this. I got it, Mom. I got it.
Well, that's what I know about the Penguin. Everything is done for his mother, right? Like, that's what I think about the Penguin. When I know the Penguin in my head, his mother is a big part of like his storyline. A little bit like Batman and his father and mother. I don't know.
There's an intrinsic part to it here where you can see, like, I don't think every single version of Oz has always kind of harped on the familial aspects of things.
No, but
I don't know why. For me,
he always loses his mother at one point. No.
Well, no.
There's always that.
I'll put it like this: the comics have done that. Or done a storylines in relation to his family having some significance within Gotham. Actually, one of the video games, Telltale's Batman, the first season, the main villain was a British version of Penguin whose mother was put into Arkham by, if I'm not mistaken, by the Waynes and whatnot. So I think, and him and Bruce were friends as kids. So I think there's very clear versions where they choose to kind of mess around with that and play around with that. And I think here, they're keeping that familial aspect for Oz as his one tie to like any good in the world or any good he thinks he can contribute to,
And does he do that for his mother, you think? That's what the impression I got with that episode. Like, he want to be on top of everything, but his real motivation is like showing his mother that he's going to be on top or something. Like,
I think it's a twofer because yes, 110% is to prove to his mom, I can do it. I can make something out of myself, etc. But at the same time, he constantly refers back to this idea of, being
the bigger man.
Not just being the bigger man, but being that community man that's appreciated, like the guy he used to drive for. And so it's like when you kind of see that, like he still has that selfishness in where it's about him getting the love and fame and adoration that he thinks he deserves. He's extremely insecure in that respect. So it's like that always shows as a constant, but his mom kind of being the one he really wants to prove it to. It's kind of like that's the deep down part of it. You know, like that's the overlaying part is I want to be loved by everybody and everybody to recognize me and fear me too. But I also want my mommy's love, you know, mommy.
I really thought Squid would be there longer. That's what I was saying that the last episode. But
no.
It went fast.
Listen, he was talking too much shit. Let's just keep it a buck. And Vic
I like the fact that they killed him with that little like O's or that little pump that he got. Like, seriously, it felt like a prop and not like CGI.
It felt attached to it. It felt like it was like we physically attached a blood pack and we popped it right at the right time. And just,
no, but
it had that energy.
It felt that real. Like I'm sure it went back with some props and some like makeup too.
I'm sure that guy after the fact was covered in corn syrup.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And
he
was like, "Listen, this is great."
They could go with a lot of different versions of it. Like
I feel like that point in it where he starts tossing the money down, right? Like that clear moment of disrespect. I feel like that was the incitement for Vic mostly because like you could tell he's trying to find the moment. Like if you go back to the scene now that you know he's intending to kill him in some way or whatnot, right? Or find a way to at least stop him from asking all these questions. You can kind of glean that he's trying to find the moment. Where's the most ideal moment to kill this guy? And there is no ideal moment. Just like there's no ideal real kill in that moment.
He tried to just give him money, man, and just like try to buy his peace, but it didn't work.
But that's the thing. Once he knows he has to do it, there's this kind of understanding for you as the viewer and for him. Like, oh yeah, once he popped him, like it's not so much that there just wasn't a choice. Obviously, there wasn't really a choice. But I think it's like he wanted it to be a good kill, like almost like it was an okay kill, and it's like the I'm sorry's, that stuttering, every part of his acting really good. Like you killed it, dude. You killed it. Like I've been continuously impressed by him all season.
Yeah, you feel attached to the character really. Like I don't know if it's because he stuttered, but you're like, oh, poor Vic. I don't know, but at the end you know that he's gonna get played. That's what I feel every time.
Well, you can feel the manipulation.
Yeah, exactly. And that's great about the show. Let's talk about Sal and Sophia. They're now a team right now.
I would even go so far as to say begrudging stepdad and stepdaughter. It's just like the whole energy is like, you know, you want these minced? You want these cut fine? Yeah, cut them. Yeah. He like my son liked it with yogurt. You know, like a lot of good moments to kind of like ground those two. Because they're giving very comic booky. Like I love Clancy Brown. Like you're amazing, dude. But there's of course times where I'm listening to his voice. I'm like, yeah, Mr. Krabs. Like I'm like, yeah, Mr. Krabs with Sophia. Yeah, it's Mr. Krabs. I mean, Mr. Krabs is angry. You killed his kid and wife. Like it's not okay. One thing I really hear it in his voice. Yeah. But one thing I really love about their performance is it feels like. I think this is a little bit of a weird way to put it, but you know on Game of Thrones where you'd have these kind of like unlikely pairings? Like you didn't ask for these characters to link up, but these characters did link up, and then it's actually like, super interesting. Like I feel like that's what we kind of get with this, and I feel that like Sal, especially that anger, she's kind of like guiding his anger because she's like, I've been angry all this time. I know how to keep being angry and like kind of run with it, like being a functional angry person all the time, you know. And it feels like what she's trying to do is teach Sal
after 10 years in Gotham for sure.
Exactly, Gotham, the Arkham Asylum, the whole shebang, being in this entire but it's not even just that. Gotham itself is crazy. So then being in Arkham is just like an extension of the crazy you're already in. And it's like,
it's 10 years in Arkham. That's what I wanted to say. But in Gotham, you're right.
Let me take it a step further for you, brother. Like she had to deal with a family that literally was like, yeah, we'll betray you on sight. Based off of you asking couple of questions and rejecting a reporter. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? All these sorts of things. And Oz... I'm at this point now. I think Oz did it on purpose. Oz screwed her on purpose. I wish I could believe that he didn't. That there was some part of him that was like, you know, he's trying to look out for her. But I mean, man, like once you realize like he obviously wasn't telling Eve anything about what was going on. It's kind of like a telegraphed moment. You're expecting her to kill her. We all were thinking it all season. They show you that relationship between her and Oz for you to kind of be like, well, that's somebody he's connected to. She could die. But I feel like that's such an easy kind of traumatic thing to do. And like she said, it wouldn't really hurt him the same way, you know, as it would to just kind of like have her not trust him at all anymore in no way, shape, and form, and to actually have her rat him out, you know, like it's kind of like I think it's going to be more.
But she needed to rat him out. Like I think that
no choice.
Yeah, it would have go against her anyways. Like if something happens, but I feel like that they didn't check in Crown Point. Like they didn't think about that. That's like, I don't know, like you're searching for him everywhere. You could have think about going there.
Well, don't get me wrong. Yeah, they searched for him high and low, and Gotham is a big place.
And the beginning was really fast. No, I don't know if you found that, but we really went back to like he's on top of his stage.
Yeah, you really could tell fast. That the time jump was almost.
Just said I had 2 buckets, but boom, 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 and I'm okay, you know. And I was like, okay, we're going fast like that. I thought there would have been like a continuity with what we saw it on the last episode.
I think that's a sacrifice to keep the pace
for
up.
What's coming.
I think to keep the pace up. Yeah. I think a big part of it is you can show those few weeks where he's down and out, but I think to kind of show a bounce back really quickly and then right away that bounce back is so false. It's like a false start. You know, he genuinely thought, okay, everything is right in the way I need it to be. And then boom, we get the cliffhanger, crowbar, you know. I honestly don't know if his mother's going to be the one to be killed. I think it's a very, like, they're expecting
You're sure somebody's going to be killed? You're sure about that?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know. And I feel like that's the thing with the threat of Sophia now is she can kill you, but that's almost like the easiest thing she can do to you. And I feel like that's something we're going to see play out next episode with her and Vic.
I don't think nobody's going to be killed on that next episode.
Really?
Right. Like, no, well. I'm talking about Victor or the Mother of Oz. I don't think. Yeah, I hope they're not gonna kill Victor, but at the end, it's so unexpected since the beginning, man. Maybe Victor's gone.
But you have a point. They might be able to subvert the expectations of the viewer in that respect and find a way to make that scene really work without a death. I think death doesn't have to be the thing. I think we've seen in Batman stories in particular, a crowbar can mean a lot of things. Like Vic might not be able to walk again. Maybe we're going to have 2 people limping around, you know, 2 penguins, literally. So I could see a lot kind of just formulating off of the cliffhanger of this episode, you know, Eve and the ramifications of, you know, her relationship with Oz. And I think just the fact that his mother already said she wants an assisted suicide when the time comes, I think.
But that was another like theme of that episode that was like a real theme that a lot of people talk about, like that is usually at closed doors, but it was really a subject that I found that episode was really a nice way to dive between reality and comic booky. Like,
it felt enlightening in that way.
Yeah, it felt like, okay, real stuff are happening to fake characters that we know since we're young, but we could relate to it. So and that's what it gives us vibe like when we read a comic book. So
there's that link really to the real world. I think that this show always kind of, not just the show, but this Batman universe. Like when you watch the Nolan films, they feel like they are simply in the real world. Whereas this feels like a heightened extension of what we know as reality. Like there's aspects of it that still feel very comic book and heightened. I think like the dancing, you know, between him and his between Vic and Oz's mom is almost like a really good example of like that like kind of fun, airy aspect to it that can happen for a moment right before something's dramatic, is a dramatic beat, you know. And then at the same time, Sal and Sophia, the same thing. It's kind of a comedic moment, that mincing, and then the moment he starts to cry over his son's death, saying was past tense. It's like all of that. It's like this constant way of finding the tonal shift and finding like the wave. It's like they're bouncing on it, you know. They're hopping from drama to dark comedy to drama to action, back to dark comedy, back to drama, and it just constantly and consistently works. Like I'm with it every step of the way. Yeah,
me too. I'm really with it. I don't know what's gonna happen for the next episode. I don't know if it was that your next question.
Honestly, I just need the action to. I think they need the action to really go all the way, because I think we're getting small action moments.
Yeah, but it's coming because now like we're gonna be at this like 2 episodes left, right?
We got 2 episodes left, exactly. We got we got some more left. Definitely, we got some more. I think that the
best part will come. Seriously, I hope it's not gonna. I'm sure it's not gonna. It's not gonna be a bad ending.
I think it's not. We're not in for a stinker. we're in for a stick the landing type situation. Yeah. I think it's really gonna be
no House of the Dragons there.
Like, no. You know, no tease, no blue balls at the end. Going, oh, please, no battles this season. Oh, you know. But I do think we're gonna get, I think, a full circle moment for Oz, and I hope in these next 2 episodes we really see him turn into the fully formed Penguin that we know, so that we can just get his full kind of characterization in the Batman suit. Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
The last episode,
we're seeing all of his ties start to be kind of like, you know, burnt up, you know, and if he loses his mom after the tie with Eve is over, you know, he doesn't really have anybody left. I don't think Vic will matter to him anymore. I think it will just be him, you know. Real talk.
So thank you guys being there. It's really appreciated. If you like, subscribe, we always like it. If not, welcome and stay there for the next time.
And we'll see you guys next time on the next episode of the Crossover Cinema Podcast. Ciao, you guys.
Ciao, guys.